Why does it switch us?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Oh God, here we go.
Brandon Chalmers.
Sir.
So when one Neil Young said you can have Rogan or you can have Neil, the young people of Twitter savaged one Neil Young because the young people of Twitter are unfamiliar with Neil Young's catalog. However, Neil Young caused Spotify to lose $4 billion in valuation by pulling his stuff off of their service.
I assume that's more to do with a concern about who's next. Now, I do wish that someone a little heavier hitting than Joni Mitchell was the cleanup batter for that.
Brandon, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
No, I get it. Was she the one who did Hit Me With Your Best Shot?
No, she's the one who paved Paradise.
Oh, put up a parking lot. Yeah, okay.
The most amazing thing to me is not the money, because money is fake apparently.
Well, but, yeah, the valuation is fucking silly. So
that makes no difference.
Get away from that right out of the gate.
But Spotify actually responded kind of, and they said they would put like whenever something controversial about COVID comes up, they would have links to like their own. I guess like.
So now we're trusting Spotify to one, police their own content, but two,
disseminate information. Yeah,
right. Give credible disseminating information about COVID as if they know what the right thing is. And then the follow-up question would be, where does that stop? Is it just COVID shit? Because Joe Rogan's kind of been all over a lot of silly shit.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm surprised Spotify responded, because they could have done nothing and been fine, and no one would act, and people would have forgotten in like a month.
Nah, I think the $4 billion in magic money was enough for somebody to go, hey, we should do something. And I imagine there was a very lengthy meeting where a lot of people who don't actually do anything except collect paychecks debated things that don't fucking matter. And then they decided that they needed to do something to try and save face with everybody.
The very least. They needed to do the very
well, I mean, in reality, they paid a fucking ton to get Rogan in the first place. They knew exactly who they were getting. So you knew they weren't going to side with Neil Young. Like there was no confusion about that. So it's literally at that point, it's just damage control.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that people were surprised that Spotify was not going to pull his stuff. Cause like you're right. You're exactly right. Spotify paid a shit ton of money to get his jabroni ass on the service.
Right. So and
they didn't pay $4 billion.
No,
but they paid a lot.
But Joe Rogan also brings a ton of fucking daily listeners. For better or for worse, that dude has a goddamn audience.
Yeah.
It ain't you and I.
Nope.
Like his numbers are only half of what we got, but by all means, like
yes, our Spotify flex.
Yep.
Yeah. Us pulling our catalog from Spotify will make so much of a difference.
You know what? We should just jump on the bandwagon right now.
Oh my God. But I was amazed when the boss texted that to both of us. I was like, damn, Neil pulls numbers, man. Neil pulls numbers still in the new millennium. That was impressive. That's what I'm saying. He could sell that fucking thing and make bank.
Yeah, okay. One, I disagree with you completely, because we're not in the business of buying anything that is a sole music player. Unless that was a new fucking phone, nobody cares. Because the iPod is dead.
Oh, that's true.
So there's no standalone music player. Like I remember when I made the weird transition from, having in my daily stuff of like, okay, watch, wallet, keys, cell phone, iPod.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, cool. To then being like, no, there's enough space on my phone to be able to have all my music. So now, like, I'm cutting down an entire device.
What was the one that looked kind of like this, but like it was like this big?
The Zoom?
No, the iPod that was like the skinny. The
iPod Mini?
Was it the
Mini?
Nano?
The Nano.
Was it
the Nano?
No, because the Nano was like the little clip-on dude. That was just the circle.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because there was
maybe it's the Mini, because I seem to remember there being like the regular iPod, then there was like a half size one.
Yeah.
Then I thought it shifted to being thin and rectangular instead of a small square.
Yeah.
With little screen. But yeah, I last adoption I had was the like 256 gig fucking like proper iPod.
Yeah. With the metal back
I was
that
like,
you could like use as a hammer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's still got the OG Art Fight sticker slowly like fading off the back of the thing.
That's fun.
No, man, that's where the Art Fight playlist used to come from. Fuck, man. Like that thing was OG and held up well. I think in like 8 years of using it, I only had like 2 of them.
Yeah, I remember those things being pretty sturdy.
Yeah, they were pretty fucking robust.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, Neil Young still throwing punches, man. Still throwing punches.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And landing hits, like landing punches.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm curious what's going to happen if anyone of any sort of relevance is going to pick up on the Dwayne Johnson post about that.
Oh, no, I missed that.
Okay, so Dwayne apparently, hang on, let me see if I can find it. This is in, I believe, the Art Fight Slack. I think I have
Dwayne The Rock. I didn't bother showing up to the Rumble Johnson.
Yeah, I seem to remember, I believe, Super Art Fight host Marty Day sharing it. Maybe I'm incorrect here, and I think I may be. I'll see if I can find it here.
Dwayne, I debuted at Survivor Series and
there
Survivor
we go.
Series 2021. They did a feature on me, but I didn't show up at the actual event.
No, it was thanks to our own Ross Nover, who posts, "Oh man, The Rock." Then there's a Reddit post where it is a photo. Let me see if I can bring it up. It is a photo, it's more like a screen cap of Joe Rogan talking. And then it looks like there's an Instagram post, and it's from The Rock, and it says, "Great stuff here, brother. Perfectly articulated. Look forward to coming on one day and breaking out the tequila with you."
Oh, Jesus.
And then alcoholic drink emoji.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm reminded once again that The Rock is a pro wrestler.
Uh-huh.
And you forget that from time to time because you're like, fuck that Dwayne Johnson's charismatic. Like, and it's what happens when you make a build a character and turn strength and charisma all the way the fuck up.
Yeah.
Is like you spent all your points on that.
Yeah.
So then everything else is like real fucking suspect.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we surrounded him with a lot of really capable people who seem to just kind of bring him along. But like, here's one thing he is gorgeous and he is fucking charming.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how everything is going to start reverberating through pop culture. Like, will people turn on The Rock?
I wonder, because I always feel like The Rock is one of those guys whose stars shine so bright. It kind of
right. He's kind of Teflon.
Yeah, it's like he's been very careful not kind of staying out of politics as much as he
right. But can. Why that?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's because if The Rock is being, I think it's because The Rock sees the audience that Joe Rogan can reach and is just like, well, I want to be I want everyone to like me. So I want them to like me too. Or he just really likes Joe.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone liked Dwayne Johnson before he commented on Rogan.
Yeah.
He could have shot Joe a text.
Yeah.
It's not like he couldn't have gotten a hold of Joe Rogan's number.
Then the real answer is he likes what Joe is putting down.
Right. But also, how does a publicist not take a look at everything and weigh the pros and cons? And maybe this is my bias. Weigh the pros and cons and go, yep, we don't need to dip our toe into this.
That would be if I was on The Rock's team, that's what I would say. I'd be like, Dwayne, shut that shit down.
Right. Yeah. Like even if he believes in it, even if he feels that way.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just a reminder that Dwayne really does have control over his own social media accounts.
That's true. Yeah. Because if he had people, they would be telling him, Jungle Cruise didn't make all that much money. Y'all need to.
Right. Yeah. There's an argument to be had. And maybe that's it. And this is me fucking fantasy booking at this point, ironically enough, another pro wrestler. A ways out, because you were bitter about Survivor Series, totally understandable. And my thought process goes way back to I think when Obama ran for a second term and somebody did an interview with The Rock and they were like, hey, what are your long-term expectations? And he's like, take over Hollywood. And then maybe politics, maybe President Dwayne Johnson has a bit of a ring to it. And all I can think is that a thing that could happen?
Of the people who are on that level in terms of name recognition across the board, everyone knows who Dwayne is. There was a time when only wrestling nerds knew who Dwayne was.
Right.
I think he's bigger than a Schwarzenegger in his prime. I think he's bigger than a Reagan in his prime. I think if he wanted to, it could very well happen. Now, I have no idea what his policies are, and I'm kind of afraid to lift up that rock and see all the.
I'm assuming Republican classic, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah. I mean, Republican classic is how we got here, but
I'd argue Tea Party is how we got here. Republican classic is how we ended up with the first Bush.
Yeah.
Which, we could easily and not so easily argue, I'll take first Bush over Trump. That's a different podcast.
Yeah.
But as far as if he was financially conservative, progressively positive, to the point where he's not trying to make a whole lot of waves, charismatic as fuck, and easily has the ability to jaw jack with anyone. I mean, he could, unless and I don't expect him to actually run until he's tired of doing movies.
Oh yeah, he's still got. They're gonna force that Jungle Cruise
right,
franchise because they got a number 2 coming on.
Right. But you say that, but what I'm getting at is every time he physically wrestles, he has to take months off to recover.
Yeah.
And I assume that his movies are no different. And at a certain point, he can't do these physical things the way he's always been doing them.
Yeah.
Hashtag rise and grind. And yet he's been doing that for 20 years.
Yeah.
I have to believe that he's going to be ready at some point to fucking put on the compression girdle, suck that fucking cheat day in a little bit, and go out and raise the people's elbow, the people's eyebrow or the people's elbow for the people.
I think he would do it. I think he will do it. I don't think he will be on the liberal side of things.
No, I don't think so either. But I think
I also don't think he's going to tax anyone significantly. I don't think he's going to tax corporations. I don't think he's going to tax billionaires.
No.
So I think policy wise, I think it would be a disaster. It's going to be fun as shit to see him on the debate circuit.
Right. But that's what I'm getting at, though, is would policy actually matter? Like if he came in and Biden decides not to run, because I don't think he is. And so Biden's out and we pick someone from the candidates available. Who the fuck knows who rises to the top by that point, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
And Trump has been talking shit and basically been preparing to run kind of nonstop since, I don't know, 6 months ago.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped.
Right. And Chris Christie didn't gain the sort of leadership that he wanted. And Larry Hogan isn't super interesting in the flyover states. I think he could easily capture, if the Republican nomination was strictly the coasts, I think Larry Hogan could be a genuine contender. I don't think he brings Iowa voters to the table.
I think if you get a Rock in the mix, he would
absolutely dominate everyone and take all of the oxygen out of the room.
He would get the votes. I don't think he appeals to the Trump people personality wise, but Trump doesn't have any policies, so they would love him on like.
But that's the thing though, is anyone who doesn't want to vote for Biden or doesn't want to vote Democrat, but also doesn't necessarily feel great about another Trump presidency, could easily be like, how fucking bad could he do?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that logic alone, along with, man, it'd be a lot of fun to see him fucking effing and jeffing around the world with all the world leaders and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Him fucking walking in, making Vladimir Putin look fucking small.
Yeah. You know,
setting up the Iron Paradise in the fucking Rose Garden. Are you kidding me?
The more you talk about it, the more it seems to me like there is a vacuum that he could really slip in there. Because it doesn't matter who the Democrats run. We are all going to hate him or her because we are Democrats and we dislike what's going on right now.
Yeah, we insist on eating our own because we can't seem to settle on that'll do. Okay, be happy with this. We are petulant children that way.
The Trump people, there's sort of energy there, but they have no other candidate. Like the Florida guy, what's his name? DeSantis. Like he's the only other one that has the name recognition of a Trump and has like people are interested in him.
Don Jr.
Oh, cool. Whoa.
Say what you will. He's got the name recognition already built in, but he's been all over the internet. And if you want to continue on with more Trump, there's no one more Trump than the son of Trump, the actual namesake, the guy who's been doing his best on his own videos to start sounding like his dad.
But I think if Dwayne slots in there, he blows the Trumps out of the water.
Yeah,
he blows them out of the water because they stand for nothing anyway.
Right.
So if you're going to stand for nothing, you might as well have a prettier face, more charismatic, more explosive, more personality, can get on the mic and blow anyone out of the water. It doesn't matter if he doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. It doesn't matter if the debate is about public policy or like vaccines or like the space program. Dwayne can grab a mic
and say, it doesn't matter what you think.
He doesn't even have to go to the catchphrases. He can bury you.
Yeah, but he can without really going to them.
Yeah.
Because he could literally say, it doesn't matter. And then look right into the camera, throw the eyebrow up. And then, And every wrestling fan, everyone who's seen a fucking Fast and Furious movie in the last, 20 years goes, I see what you did there. God. I see what you did there.
Oh, and it would be, I don't know.
Right. And you're saying entertaining and fuck, like it is quite literally, I think if he runs, we're at the crossroads of what is the presidency and is it a position of pomp and circumstance with no real decision-making skills? Like you hope that whoever's the most popular surround themselves with the most capable people? Or, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either, but like once you have Dwayne Johnson run, and God forbid you have Dwayne Johnson win, after he wins a second time, because unless he's awful, he will.
Yeah.
What then?
Who's next?
Because then it's just a game of name recognition.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's next? Who's after Dwayne? Like,
Right. Because then I feel like it's just fucking celebrity at that point.
Yeah.
Like we're practically there now.
Yeah. I mean, people said that Obama was like the first celebrity president, but I don't think so. Like he had more celebrity endorsements than other ones did, but I feel like Trump was a celebrity.
Right. He was let's be fair here. He was a guy who hosted a show with D-list celebrities. But the question is then, if Dwayne runs, what stops another big name actor with aspirations of, or more importantly, delusions of grandeur from running and utilizing that sort of thing? Like, I don't see a Ron Howard being able to pull it off or anything like that.
No.
But someone who is a recognizable actor who has been active in politics a lot, who knows how to handle media and media savvy, and
who's next?
Right. So I'm curious to double way the fuck back and actually get back to my point. I wonder if him doing this is almost a test balloon to see if he can survive the blowback.
I see what you're saying.
Like, because if he just goes, no, I understand you guys are frustrated, and I totally believe that we should have, information about COVID and what have you, and yada, yada, yada. But I don't think it's wrong that, some celebrities are basically making us a me or them thing. Demand that the service does the right thing for the policies and everything else like that. You don't need to take your ball and go home. And he can very easily do that and then decide, because he can throw fucking softballs from off camera because he's got no fucking skin in the game.
Yeah,
he's got no album.
Yeah.
He's got no fucking podcast. He makes no money. All he does is just sway public opinion. And fuck, what happens if Spotify reached out and actually just cut him a check to do it?
Oh my God. Oh.
Just simply he got a $500,000 fucking check, and they just said, hey, do me a favor, publicly shows fucking Joe Rogan some love.
If they go that route, I don't think he runs, because I think if you get the podcast money, you start to think that you can, and if you care about policy, you start to think that you can influence more people through the podcasting than you can than
no
actually
way
running.
No way. No one in their right fucking mind thinks that you can do more influence on the country from a fucking podcast microphone than you can from the presidential pulpit. Fuck off with that. Like, there's no one. Rogan's the biggest, and fuck off with that. Like, no.
Well,
what I'm saying is that Dwayne Johnson, pro wrestler, entrepreneur, guy who likes fucking cashing checks because he still deals with the McMahons and all of their awfulness and still cashes their checks, still signed a fucking multi-million-dollar, I think it was down near $1 billion deal with fucking UFC for all of the clothing rights. So all of his fucking Under Armour brand or whatever it is specifically licensed with the UFC. He's
The
making
Rock has that?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah, he signed with
need
UFC.
podcast money.
Then no, money's money. $250,000 is $250,000. $500,000 is $500,000. Make no mistake, just because you got plenty there doesn't mean you don't want to do more, and doesn't mean you don't want to take that check and have that be house money and use that to go buy another tequila brand, go invest in some sort of groundswell thing. Fucking, I don't know if he's a private investor in the New York Times and he's a part of the fucking Wordle buy-up.
Oh my God, I saw that shit.
Right. Like, we have no idea what Dwayne does with his money. And we may never, even if he runs, we may never.
Oh, right. Because he doesn't have to disclose everything. Because we
right. So we have no fucking idea what he actually has his hands in.
I don't want him to do it.
And I'm saying, I don't see how he doesn't.
I don't want him to do it.
Because I don't see how he loses.
The more we talk about it, the more I don't want it to happen.
I get that. And the more I think it's going to happen, and the more I think he wins. I don't see a scenario where either side brings enough to the table that they dethrone him.
I hate this because as soon as he loses interest in movies, what's next? Because he's not going to go back to wrestling.
No, he's not going to go back to wrestling. Yeah. He's not going to go fucking host a podcast. He's not Stone Cold. He's not Jericho. Yeah. He doesn't need to fucking play around with that piddly shit. He doesn't have to.
He's not going to host Wipeout with Nicole Byer.
No, he's not. He's not doing the John Cena thing.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah.
And due respect to him, he hasn't proven that he's a dramatic actor to the point where he is going to get those Brian Cox level fucking roles. Yeah. He's not going to do like Ballers is about as close as it gets. And I've never heard anyone be like, holy shit, Dwayne Johnson's acting in Ballers fucking tour de force. Like it's not happening. And that's not a shot at the guy, but like,
yeah.
Know who he is.
Well, so here's a disgusting thought. We have Dwayne.
God, I've derailed this thing so fucking hard.
What if fuck it, who cares? What if the Peacemaker himself, Mr. I have done more Make-A-Wishes than any of y'all motherfuckers.
Nope.
Do you think John gets tempted by the bug?
No, absolutely not. No. One, John's got 20 years of doing this before he gets to Dwayne's area of being burnt out by it. He's just now got the Hollywood bug. He's just now on the rise.
Right.
And people are just now getting past the let's go Cena sucks chant because he's just so fucking charismatic.
Well, and we know we don't necessarily know about his politics, but we know more about like what he stands for because of all the Make-A-Wish stuff.
We know what he's willing to put his name on.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
But also, what happens when John Cena sits down in an interview and somebody goes, why are you single? Why have you never had a kid?
Yeah.
Like, does John Cena tell everyone the real reason? How does he tiptoe around that? Like, I could very easily see him doing the saddest short story of being like, I spent a large majority of my 20s and 30s being a WWE superstar, traveling the world and realizing that I wouldn't have time for kids. And even when I had that, and like, hopefully that's the answer.
Yes.
And then if somebody pokes, what if he's genuinely like, and I spend the other half of that time granting wishes to terminal children, and I have met more kids that are not here than kids that are, and I genuinely can't bring a child into this world because it's the saddest fucking thing I can think of.
Oh my God, that would be so good. Like that's the answer. That's a heartbreaker too. Oh.
Right. And how long until somebody like fucking Trump does a thing where it's like, you see John Cena meeting a kid and Trump goes, Angel of Death, John Cena.
Yeah.
Like, no, I think to be honest with you, Cena seems like the kind of guy who would be happy when all this is over to collect his millions, drive muscle cars, and fade away. Show up every so often to a WWE thing for the Hall of Fame and basically be Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah.
Just giant forearms in a well-tailored suit who just says hi every so often, snags a couple photos, does a couple, finger guns or whatever it is, and then moves the fuck on. I don't think he wants that.
Speaking of podcasts, this is so random. I watched this thing with John Cena reviewing exercise equipment with Pete Davidson.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And I was like, I know this is a goof, but for real, like if he did occasional reviews of
product reviews.
Product reviews or workout equipment, or like I had a podcast. Cause like that hammer thing the repetition gun or whatever the fuck gun, I always thought that was for like muscle relaxing and stuff like that. And he was like, people aren't using this correctly. And I was like, in the space of a minute, You blew my fucking mind, John.
Right, yeah. Because the second John Cena of all people is like, hey, that's not what this is for. I don't question whether or not John Cena's right.
Yeah.
Because here's the fun part about John Cena. He may be trolling everyone.
That's true. He was in the Peacemaker outfit.
Right, because John Cena's an agent of chaos. And you have to remember this, that he's an agent of chaos.
Yeah.
He enjoys fucking with people a lot.
Yeah.
So the idea that he sees this and goes, hey, just for the record, that's not what that's for. Who's gonna fucking call him on it? Who? Pete Davidson? Pete Davidson gonna look at him and go, hey, look, Pasta Arms, I hear you over there, but why don't you leave that shit to the fucking professionals, okay? Yeah. I know exactly what this is for, all right? I bought a fucking ferry, all right? Me, Colin Jost, and some guy who sounds like a made-up mafia guy bought a ferry. So fucking chill out over there, all right? Why don't you fucking just go do some curls or something? Right, yeah.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Right. But like...
I would love it, though. I would watch...
Seeing you say that... TV. But this is what I'm saying is, you don't know whether or not John Cena was... Like, you think John Cena educated you. John Cena may have just fucked your shit up.
It's true. Because I'm not going to do research on this.
No, because you're not going to buy one. I mean, you might. Right. Yeah, because you're like, fuck it. I'm not spending $200 on this reciprocating saw.
No.
This isn't going to happen.
No. I'll go out. I'll find a tack hammer and I'll just like whack my. I'll be like, bam, fuck it. You know, climbing into it. Bam.
Yeah. So,
Brandon, what I'm trying to say is that Neil Diamond still has it. Is it Neil Diamond? Neil Young?
Neil Diamond Pert? Still has it. Sweet Caroline's got it where it counts.
Is it Neil Young?
It's Neil Young.
Neil Pert.
Neil Pert. Fucking Neil Pert. Swear to God, if Spotify fucking loses Rush, let me tell you right now, me, Brian Prindeville, and other guys who look like me and Brian Prindeville are fucking gone. Fucking gone.
Let's start the show.
Sure. Sounds good. God damn it, I hope Prindeville listens to this. I really do. All that lead up to having a reference to him and Rush. And like,
oh man.
Like, just have to figure out where the timestamp is and just tag him in it when it happens. Just, hey, by the way, I gave you a little love at like the, I don't fucking know, 46-minute mark. Who the fuck knows how far in we are?
Brandon, quick intro. Just telling people who we are very quickly. No pomp, no circumstance. We got 2 topics to cover today. So
fucking hell.
Yeah.
Welcome one and all for This Is the Fucking Do It Cast, part of the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network. Now we talk about Hard Knock Media. We NOC as a Nerds of Color. We are one of many wonderful podcasts as part of this network. Now we are absolutely bringing the yucks and the bullshit. There are many other podcasts that will bring you news and substance and perspective that we definitely don't have, especially me. And you should definitely go and listen to all of them. And you should definitely go give a ton of love to The Boss and all of the other podcasts on the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network. But if you're looking for yucks and bullshit and John Cena hot takes, apparently, you have absolutely found yourself upon the welcoming shores of the fucking Do It Cast. Woo! Welcome. I am one of your co-hosts, the former honorable referee Brandon Chalmers, and with me today, my man, the myth, the legend, often imitated, never duplicated, the one and only Jamie motherfucking Noguchi. Put some stank on that name. I am blowing microphones out all damn day.
That was good. That was quick.
Woo!
That was quick.
Anyway,
micro machines.
Micro machines.
So, first thing.
Yeah, Purple Monkey dishwasher. I still got it.
Book of Bubble Tea, episode 5.
What? Wait. What? Oh, Book of Bubble Tea. Gotcha. Okay, continue on. Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett, episode.
Right. Yeah.
This past episode 5.
Right. Yeah. The Mandalorian update. Gotcha.
The Monster Garage update.
Yeah, Mando Minute.
Brandon Chalmers. Early on in our podcasting career, we talked about Star Wars. We talked about versions of Star Wars that we like to see.
Yes.
We talked about a Star Wars show, which was basically a hot rod show where they hot rod their speeders, they hot rod pod racers on Tatooine motherfucking. We put that into the ether. We put that out into the world. And I'm not saying we're responsible for what I heard. But this past episode of Book of Bubble Tea,
they had the air cleaner sticking out the top of the 1950s fucking retro mod. They made, you know what? I swear to God, I am going to quietly ask all of my fucking elitist ass non-prequel loving friends what they thought about the last episode of Book of Boba Fett. And I swear to God, if it is anything other than the kind of vitriol I can spread over a fucking bagel, I will 100% take a newspaper folded shit on the hoods of their vehicle, because fuck you and the hypocritical horse you fucking, the hypocritical bantha you fucking rolled in on, you dickheads. And I'm thinking of two of them right the fuck now, and I can almost guarantee you they fucking love this episode. And they don't know why they love this episode, but here's a suggestion. It's because of fucking Beggar's Canyon. It's because of fucking Beggar's Canyon.
I thought he was going to start shooting womp rats.
Fucking just like in my T-56 back home. Fuck! Like,
the Naboo fight, I dislike the prequels. I have always loved the design work in them. The ships are gorgeous.
The Naboo ships are so good looking,
and
they're retro futuristic.
Oh yeah,
they're 1950s sci-fi.
Yes,
they are every bit that. The teardrop shapes. The fucking Padme's cruiser was fucking chrome.
Yeah. So to get that Naboo fighter and to get the Mando in there doing the chop shot, that the equivalent of a space chopper. Holy shit.
Grinding down the paint to get the perfect patina.
Yes. That little hint of that Naboo yellow still on that shit.
Just that little chef kiss.
Oh my God.
Of what's under there, of what it was. Just that little nod.
Yeah.
That, by the way, Lil Annie brought you that fucking episode, my dudes.
Yep.
Little Orphan Annie.
Yep.
Brought you that fucking episode.
Yep.
You like that episode of fucking Book of Boba Fett? You like that Mandalorian being real happy about it? Guess how you get there? Yippee! That's how you get there, you fucks. That's how you get there.
It's motherfucking Wizard. How was the ride? It was Wizard.
And it was Wizard. It was Wizard.
It was the same. It was the same fighter that he flew, because you look at the side panel and you see that little bullshit. Right? It matches Annie's little fucking thing. My God.
Yep.
My God.
Yeah.
The Jawas bringing parts.
The Jawas. And fucking Amy Sedaris fucking a Jawa.
So hairy.
We're just gonna bury the lead. That
so hairy.
That hairdo fucked a Jawa.
That's how the hair got that way.
God damn.
It was so good. Her hair was
just space perm. Just space perm. Like, she has got such a great Wisconsin mom vibe about her. And then the second she pulls that little kinky fucking sheet back a little bit, she's like, no. I fucked a Jawa. Hairy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, this is every woman you meet at a bar in her 40s in Wisconsin. Just seen some shit, questionable hair, real sassy, has an ex with way too much body hair. That same person
Yeah.
Same person, don't you know?
Also
same
knows
person.
where to find all your parts. Also knows
Infinitely connected. Infinitely connected.
The fucking engine block comes out of the fuselage.
Hear me out. I know the fucking air cleaner sticking out of the top.
Yeah.
Fucking just.
Come on. It doesn't need air. It's
hear me
in
out.
Space.
The Jawas are space Canadians.
Oh man.
George Lucas has been tagging fucking regions of the world for decades. Jawas are space Canadians.
I see it. I see it.
Man. Constantly bundled up, regardless of temperature. A sunny disposition about anything, willing to do anything for you. Because by the way, he didn't really pay them until the end.
It didn't seem like it.
Right. So like they were just show up and she's just like, hey guys, could you get this thing? And like, oh yeah, no problem. And just fucked off into the desert and then committed some fucking light crime.
We got it in our crawler over there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Tim's not going to be Horton over there for very long, if you know what I mean. Ha ha ha. Let's install this thing. Huh?
Also, we got a continuation of OSHA violations in Star Wars with the fucking like training scene under the halo where like the armorer knocks Din Djarin off the plank and he comes back on because I got a jetpack. Train me how to use my Darksaber.
Right, yeah.
This was everything that like we had mentioned that we had wanted to see from a Star War.
Well, yeah, because you know what it is. It's Halo and Destiny.
Yeah.
Because the whole area was fucking Halo. And that under area, like where it's all the scaffolding and like instant death.
Yeah.
With no fucking warning and no OSHA rails or anything else like that. 48 inches, my dudes. 48-inch rails. Like not that hard.
No rails.
No rails. Right. Yeah. So like, and then a bunch of people randomly in helmets and full armor, and then you hanging out looking for the quartermaster. It's fucking Destiny.
It's Destiny. We got Halo. We got Destiny. We got Monster motherfucking Garage. We got pod racing. Like,
Yeah.
Yo.
This whole thing, like if I could do a decent, you remember Stefan from Saturday Night Live, Bill Hader's whole thing? Like, I really wish I could do a decent fucking Bill Hader because I could just, this space station has everything.
Yeah.
OSHA violations, quartermasters, a nod to Halo, amazing soundtracks, Bib Fortuna's grave. It has everything.
Forged in fire.
Forged in fire. Right. Yeah.
Come on, man. I see people been hating on Book of Bubble Tea. And I don't understand. I don't see it. But fuck them. If you watch this episode and you're still dogging on Book of Bubble Tea, then you don't like.
You might be a Star Wars fan.
Well, that too. That too. You might be.
If you've watched way too much Star Wars and you still hate Star Wars, you might be a Star Wars fan.
Episode 5, fucking glorious.
Yeah,
glorious.
Yeah, the only thing I'm sad about is that we didn't get a random pop in with Danny Trejo. Just hanging out, just being like, just playing fetch or something like that. Just a quick check-in, like, hey, how are things going in the rest of the universe? And he's just like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, machete. And then it's just, oh man, that's all I'm really looking for. Just an occasional Danny Trejo check-in.
Yeah. So love it. Can't wait for more. I will be looking for the model kit of that because they need to make that into a model.
Fuck
kit.
Yeah. Because I hope the toy's not lame.
Yeah. I then we can all buy a bunch of them and then we could do a chrome version and then we could put flames on a version. We could do a candy version. We could do a blue fade on that motherfucker.
See, like, and all I can think is little bit of rusted patina, just a light like dry brush coat, and then change all of the yellow to like a faded turquoise. Just my kind of like 1950s style, like woody California sort of jam or what have you. Yeah. Yep. Just make sure that you get really nice, clean, dark paint lines near where all of the joint pieces come together, as if the paint's kind of holding up in the corners, but it's worn off from all of the space debris coming by. Yeah.
You know what the thing to do is to get the original kit of the Naboo fighter and to like hack it up and do it your way.
Fuck
your own way.
No, absolutely not. Because then you have to deal with people who resell Star Wars toys, people who would bother to stick around to hold on to that toy, and then people who deal with modeling who would help you do it because you don't have any experience doing it to that level. So like the last one feels like the least bad because we've got a few people who are way into modeling and like I think we could probably be okay.
Yeah.
But I don't want to deal with the fucking sweaty ass internet that would be reselling that toy. I'll wait it out.
If I wasn't busy, I would be modeling one right now. Like a base model and then like the Mando version. And then I would have
if you weren't no, due respect. If you weren't busy, you'd be 3D modeling weird alien dildos like we've been talking about doing for years. You ain't got no time for Star Wars toys, Jamie.
I need to find a manufacturer. Okay, Brandon Chalmers. Second thing I wanted to talk about.
Yep, lay it on me.
This is from another text from the boss, but he had informed us that Aquaman himself is going to be joining the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yes.
I don't remember when we talked about like our Fast and Furious universe crossing over with like Wonder Woman
with DC and how we needed to turn Han into a Green Lantern.
Yeah, but I feel like this is another thing that we put out into the universe and it has been made true.
First off, I'd like to say you're welcome, and I accept both food and cash gifts. I'll provide a PO box. If you just scroll down to the bottom of the information of the podcast, there'll be a PO box that you can just send whatever the fuck you want. Anyway, so yeah,
we need predictions. What do you think? I think he's got to be a villain.
A villain, really?
I think
really.
I think you bring a name like Momoa.
No,
because Cena was a villain in the last one, and he was the big draw for the last one.
Yeah, this is the last one. You've got villains.
Last two.
Whatever. It's a two-parter. You've got villains. What does Jason Momoa need to be secondhand Decipher? Because we still haven't wrapped up fucking Charlize Theron here.
Yeah. Well, my impression was that Charlize was working for somebody.
Right? You think, hang on. So you're gonna have Jason Momoa and you're gonna have him be the big tech baddie? Really?
I think so because we need to give him
No. Look, here's where my head is. You leave that role to a portly white dude who's recognizable, right? You're fucking Michael Ironsides, you're Christoph Waltzes. Like, you can get somebody better. We can find a better class of criminal.
Villain? Okay.
Yes. Momoa is too fucking charismatic to be walking around like fucking gorgeous long-haired Steve Jobs in a fucking turtleneck where he's got his hair all pulled back and Dominic Toretto. How are you? Good. Have you seen my nipples? They're erect.
My man.
But right, unless Jason Momoa actually plays Jason Momoa, there's no way he's the fucking villain.
All right.
Here's where my head is.
Okay.
You were looking for Dwayne Johnson, right?
Yes.
Then does the whole thing, does the fucking public call, we need Uncle Dwayne, blah, blah, blah. The Rock publicly responds.
Yeah.
And now the studio's left with a choice. Where the fuck do we find a large, gorgeous, charismatic Samoan? Well, Roman Reigns, I'm not sure if he can form a complete sentence in front of the camera. So I guess we've got Jason Momoa. Unless you want to put, I don't know, Taika Waititi on a fucking like full on steroid regimen. I don't know who else you get.
Yeah, Momoa fits the slot. But
Right.
That makes him a cop.
Because no one else does.
But that makes him a cop then, because if he's taken Dwayne's
No, that makes him the brother of Hobbs.
Ah.
Because this is all about family. And if Hobbs isn't available, you need to find another Hobbs. And this is where you get the tie-in from Ryan Reynolds. And you add in the idea that there's another Hobbs. What happened?
There is another.
You cue up that fucking same song that they had playing when Brian died, and you literally kill Luke Hobbs. First fucking scene. You literally take the audio from one of the other movies in the chase scene. You have the truck flying through some sort of city. You have a rocket fly from Cypher's ship. The rocket blows up. You're going to get a shutdown. Don't do that. You're going to get a shutdown.
We got 30 seconds.
No, we got like 10 seconds. You're going to get a shutdown. Yeah, if that. It's been a long day. Anyway. And Luke dies. And literally at the funeral, as the rest of the cast makes their way around an oversized casket, you see just big fucking Momoa just hanging out. Looks at him. Dominic Toretto, huh? My brother told me a lot about you. And cue the, I don't know what you guys were getting into, but I'm telling you right now, I'm in. I'm going to get whoever killed my brother. And then smash cut to he's just hanging out. Him and Tyrese are training one-liners. Calls him fucking Samoan Loki.
Yeah.
Guaranteed calls him Samoan Loki.
Samoa Loki.
Because he's the brother of Thor.
And we get Samoa Thor.
Samoan, right, because we called Dwayne Samoan Thor.
Yeah.
So we just call him Samoan Loki. It pops up in the phone. We all have the little, I see what you did there. Because they've killed characters before. Fuck it. Kill Dwayne Johnson. We're bringing this podcast full fucking circle.
kill
I am
Johnson
here
so
for
he can
Vin
be
Diesel
president.
to kill Dwayne Johnson.
That's how you squash the
necessary for the story. We killed fucking Wonder Woman like it was no big deal. You're telling me we can't kill Dwayne Johnson?
And I'm not 100% sure that they won't bring her back.
Neither am I, but I can tell you right now, they need a body to fucking rally around, and literally killing Hobbs is the best way to handle it. And I will be fucking shocked if they don't do it right out of the gate.
I think you might be right.
Because we've already got John Cena to replace Brian.
Right.
Because that's John Cena's role, is to replace Brian in the brother role.
The literal brother role. Yeah.
The literal brother role. Right. Yeah. So like, that's the idea is, you've got literally, you've got Uncle John here to help raise Brian's kid as well. And now we cue to Hobbs having a brother who needs to avenge. And no one understands better than the Torettos what is needed to get a family right. We get our family back. We're going to get our family back.
That is.
If you've got a fucking better idea, I am all ears. But I don't see how it goes any other way.
That's better than Momoa as a villain. I agree. That's it. That's fucking
right. Because we get so much fun. Imagine fucking Momoa and Ludacris jaw-jacking with each other.
Yeah.
Momoa fucking joking around, big fucking smiles with everybody.
Momoa walking around with like a Fast and Furious Leica.
Just hitting on fucking everybody. What's her face? The one that fucking Ludacris was trying to fucking bed, going back and forth. Just suddenly getting the full-on goddamn vapors the second Jason Momoa shows up.
Yeah. Was it Cypher?
Cypher. No. Cypher is. I thought Cypher is Charlize Theron's character. I'm trying to remember. I don't know.
Whatever the hacker's name was.
I can't. Right. This is the problem. Is I can't. I want to say Xerxes, and that's not right. That's the bad guy from 300. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean. That's it. That's it.
Right. Like the only question is,
and like.
Because Brian's gone, okay, nothing we can do about that. We got John Cena. We fill in the brother role. Shaw is gone. We know this. Okay, fine, no problem. Shaw's all fucking around doing whatever else. We could have Shaw show up, by the way, in number 2 of the last 2, because if you have Shaw and Momoa doing the for your brother and then fucking like banging forearms and then just going to kick ass together, that's still fucking great.
And then we get Judy Dench.
But fuck, there's your baddie right there. Judy fucking Dench. Dame ass Judy Dench.
That would be interesting. Because she's showed up a couple of times. And having her be the big bad, that would be interesting.
She's super credible. You know she can act through the lines. Nobody expects her to actually fight. It shows the full tie-in with everything involving what's his face, Idris Elba. So we've got the British tie-in of everything.
Yeah.
And watch, her and fucking Helen Mirren used to run jobs together, and that's where the tie-in comes from. Because it's literally, we get some surveillance photos. In the last, like, we get to the second of the last 2 movies, right? We get everybody standing around the thing. Helen Mirren's standing there, and you see John Cena slide some photos across and go, so we finally got some photos of who we're up against. And hearing fucking Helen Mirren go, oh, fuck me, huh? And just everyone be like, huh? Right, full on fucking Tim Allen. And right, Jason Statham, Mom, what do you mean? Huh?
What do you mean, Mom?
Right. And just gather round. I'm gonna tell you a story, and then just seeing like Tyrese and Ludacris looking at each other and go, I don't understand a word of this, but she is fucking charismatic. And just
that would be interesting, having Judy Dench as the big bad.
Why not? Like, Because who are you going to get? Randolph Fiennes, Anthony Hopkins?
Nah. You need someone who you believe that Charlize Theron would work for.
Ooh. Oh, fuck. What the fuck is his name? From Battlestar, the old guy. I'm trying to fucking remember.
Edward James Olmos?
Edward James Olmos plays an elderly Toretto. It's their dad. Their dad's been pulling the strings the entire time. And the reason I say this is literally in the show Mayans, Edward James Olmos plays the dad of the guy who plays young Toretto, their dad, in the last Fast movie. So the idea of canonically that thing just being canon, we're good. Like, mentally, everybody does the thing of like, yeah, okay, all right.
Wow.
Right, just seeing him walk up very, very calmly. Everyone thought I died that day on the track, and everyone was wrong. I was reborn, finally free of my family, who were just holding me back. Just... Right, and you find out he is an absolute shit and faked his own death and paid the guy who got hospitalized
to take
him out so that he could finally leave because his wife got killed and he needed to go avenge his wife.
Oh,
and
man. Yep.
This thing starts years ago.
It writes itself. It's done. The movie's done.
It'd be so good because weirdly, I think Edward James almost a believable dad for Vin Diesel and John Cena.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Like
it would work.
strong jaw lines, a lot of presence, heavy voice. So like you get the voice for Vin Diesel, you get the strong jaw lines for John Cena. Like I would fucking love that. Cause you just like imagine seeing like the hallway break, and that's like how they end the movie is you see him and he goes, "Good luck catching me." And
so say we all, bitch.
Right. Yeah, and just like both John and Dom look at each other and be like, "Dad," and then the door closes, and it just see you next time, and it's like, "Fuck,"
or whatever stupid song is in the background.
Right, yeah.
That's it. We've solved it. It's awesome. It's awesome. I see it now. It's my favorite movie.
I like that way more than I like the Judy Dench. The Judy Dench is still very solid.
Yeah, but no, I like Edward James Olmos as the
Edward James Olmos being the eldest Toretto, faking his own death to go around this whole thing. Because someone, Tyrese, somebody has to be like, what the fuck is with these Torettos? Like
that's the only way it makes sense. It brings it full circle.
It has to bring it full circle, right? Because that's why Charlize Theron is targeting the boys. Why pick the Torettos? Well, because there's a family grudge to settle. You were supposed to live quiet lives and you couldn't keep your noses out of it. You had to go and poke your noses in places it didn't belong. You got way too close to the sun. So now you're going to get burned, boys. Yeah. Now you're going to get burned.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, man.
Well, all right. My work here is done. I guess you can just send the check to that same P.O. box.
Nothing but hits. Brandon Chalmers.
Yeah.
Where can people find you if they need a script punch up?
You can find me on Instagram at that guy Chalmers, killing Dwayne Johnson's by the barrel. Jamie Noguchi, where can they find you?
Wherever you find this podcast, and Jamie Noguchi on Instagram and Angry Zen Master on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Damn, now I need to see this movie. It's my favorite movie. Favorite movie.
Kids, type Jamie Noguchi into a Google machine near you. You will find the man, the myth, the legend. Give him all of the love. Follow him fucking everywhere and dig through the back catalog. His YouTube fucking videos are outstanding. If only for, dude, you are infinitely entertaining, at the very least for fun background noise. Because as you draw, your randomness is a fucking 20. So you owe it to yourself, kids. Put Jamie on in the background and just spend the afternoon with him. Do what I've gotten to do. Enjoy the treat that I know all too well of just having a nice, relaxing afternoon with a one Jamie motherfucking Noguchi.
Oh. All right, now I'm going to shut this shit off.
Yep.
All right.
Kill.